have looked at moving to that point of the second coming. If you look at your outline, you see the grayed out area, great outline of it, and we have looked at all of that. And we're really at point number 3 in our sermon, major point number 3 in our sermon outline. And look at major point number 3, out of the grayed out area. And it says that Christ's second coming is in 2 stages. Now that's a new thing. Even the Old Testament worthies, wrestling and trying to figure out the first and second coming, didn't have a clue that the second coming was in 2 stages. They're looking at the fact that Jesus Christ is going to set up his kingdom and be glorified. And God's going to lift the curse off the planet and take it back to what he originally had in mind, and so forth and so forth. That's what they were looking for. They didn't have a clue that God had something else in mind. He is getting a bride for his son, the Redeemer. A people, primarily a Gentile bride, but made up of both on equal level, Jew and Gentile. And so the rapture is stage 1. And so that's what I want us to turn our attention to now. And this coming is a little different. Instead of Christ coming to earth, he's going to meet the chair of the church, the bride, in the air. He's going to come down and get his bride and take her on back to heaven with him. And that's what he has revealed primarily in 3 passages in the scriptures. And first we're going to start with 1 Corinthians 15, verse 51 to 58, that great church at Corinth, great church. Paul loved her to death, and she sinned to high heaven, had all kinds of problems that he had to repeatedly deal with her, but he never stopped loving the church at Corinth. And so we're dealing with it first in the great resurrection chapter, 1 Corinthians 15. Another one of those problems they were having. There were people in the church saying that the resurrection had passed. Some say there is no resurrection, moving back to the Greek philosophical thoughts that the body is evil. All this evil we're doing is because we're in this body, they were saying. And Christ said something entirely different, that it's on the inside, manifested through the body. There's nothing wrong with the body as such. And so there were people troubling the church at Corinth. And so Paul wrote that very lengthy chapter, 1 Corinthians.